Hello and welcome to today. Guess where is me? I'm here in the YouTube making video again. Finally, it's been a long time I wanted to make YouTube videos, but now we're gonna start with a story time. We're gonna compare prisons, Iraq versus United Kingdom. And we shall drop the accent for this video, shall we? Before anyone thinks this guy is some big time, they're gonna make a documentary about my life, saying criminal became a YouTuber. No, because I didn't commit big crimes. They're like a lot of small crimes put together. A lot of small ants together make a big nest. That's what happened with me, unfortunately. So, I'm gonna start off with the prison in the United Kingdom. I'm gonna tell you why, and how, and what, and when. I was like 17 years old. Okay, no accent. I was like 17 years old, and I used to wait every night till my parents go to sleep, take the car keys, call my friends saying, yo, I got a car, come outside. We driving around and that, police catch us. One time I took the car for 2 weeks. 2 weeks I'm driving around in this car. My mom reported it stolen. They didn't catch me. After 2 weeks they caught me. And it's been many times now, so the judge said, remand. I had to go to prison for like 2 months waiting for the next court case. The prison in the United Kingdom, Young Offenders Institution, Feltham, was a madhouse. I swear to God. You're in your cell 23 hours of the day. You get food. They give you food like 2 meals a day. And also, it's dead. 23 hours you're by yourself. You become crazy. And so, people, they start shouting from their door. Like, let's say tonight is about number 9, cell number 9. You say, hey, cell number 1, number 9 said suck your mom. So, oh my God, oh, tomorrow they're gonna fight. So it's all about fighting. A lot of fights happen there. There's a lot of fighting, a lot of gang culture, this and that, stuff like that. Whereas, I went to prison, luckily, last year in Iraq, thank God, and it was a completely different experience. Firstly, you're not alone in your cell. The cell is a room like this, with 50 guys inside. And you sleep like, when you come into the prison, you start off next to the door, because that's where the toilet is. And these 50 guys in the room, every day, each one of them has to do a shit. So you start off by the toilet, and then while people are moving out, getting released, you move up, move up, move up. The best place is here next to the wall. You can watch the TV properly and stuff. But the reason why that prison is much better than the United Kingdom prison is because you don't feel time. You're relaxationing with 50 other prisoners, talking with this group, talking with that group. There are no fights. Each cell has 50 people inside it. Those 50 people are divided into 10 groups of 5. Each person gets food every week brought in, or every day sometimes even. And we can even order food from any restaurant we want. Just give the guard, the police officer, 5,000 Iraqi dinar, bow, you get pizza in the prison. I swear to God, give him another 5,000, he'll give you your phone. You can play with your phone. I recorded the video, I'll show you, in the prison. Why I went to prison in Iraq is because I had a car crash. I took my father's car, boom, had a car crash, and then in order to repay the people whose car I crashed because it was my fault, I wasn't paying attention, I was on the phone. So they put me in prison for 1 week until they know what they're gonna do, if I'm gonna pay the money or not. So I paid the money and then I got released. But, so this is the difference between the United Kingdom prison and the Iraqi prison. In Iraq, you have relaxation. You pay money, you get whatever you want. There's one prisoner who doesn't even stay in the cell. He sits in the guard's office the whole day on his phone, playing with stuff. Crazy. And these groups of 5 that I spoke to you about, each one brings them food, so they share all their food together. Let's say one person doesn't have family members, then he's with this group, he's fed, well fed, and he gets everything. In the United Kingdom, it's more like everybody for himself. There is no family culture, there is no society. Like here in Iraqi prisons, they're building a society, even like it has ranks. This guy is like the head of the prisoners. He's a prisoner himself. This guy is like he's in control of the tea and this and that. United Kingdom, you're alone for 23 hours going crazy. But why that is also better is because you're learning less bad things. Like when I went to prison in Iraq, and this 1 week, I heard crazy stories and learned a lot of bad things, but I didn't do them in life because I'm a good boy now. This was when I used to be skinny, I was a bad boy. Now I'm fat, so I don't do that things anymore like that. Now I drink coffee in the evening times, relaxation, cup of tea. Hey, I just remembered I have this microphone and I didn't even use it. So I'm using it now. The light is on. I don't know if it's working or not working, but we're going to test it. I'm going to leave this in the video. One time in the United Kingdom prison, I got attacked so bad, I had to be taken to outside hospital, outside the prison. This was because I had a cigarette, and you're not allowed to have cigarettes because we're under 18. But I had one. So I was walking around the wing asking everyone, yo, do you have a lighter? Do you have a lighter? Do you have a lighter? No, why? Because I have a cigarette. So people said to me, give me some of it. Give me half of the cigarette. I said, no, I only got one, this and that. All right. Friday, I went to the mosque. I saw someone that I know from outside. He's in the over 18s. I told him, can you bring me a lighter? He said, I can't till next week. Friday, that's when I'm going to see you. He said, did you tell anyone that you have a cigarette? I said, yeah. He said to me, bro, you're going to get beaten up. I said, why? He said, bruv, that's a luxury here. People will fight you for your cigarette. So I went back to the wing. Someone taught me how to make fire out of the electric socket. You take a plastic spoon, you put shower gel in the spoon, and then you take the inside of your jogging tracksuit bottoms, that fluff. You take all the fluff out, and then you take all the fluff out, you take one piece of tissue, and you wrap it, until the fluff is sticking out from here. And then you put two metal things in the electric, and when the spoon touches both of them, a spark comes. You catch the spark. Fire. Smoke. So that day, I started smoking it, and I'm blowing it through the pipe to next door. I'm telling him, I'm smoking. He said, bro, give me some. I said, nah, I'm not giving you none. He said, watch tomorrow, you're going to get beaten up. I said, come then, this and that, fuck you, blah, blah, blah. Saying the same stuff back to him. He was in prison with two of his friends, so it's three of them. The next day I came out of my cell. I ran straight away to the table tennis. I took the bat. Then I lost. I thought, oh shit, I have to go off the table. Then I didn't have a weapon anymore. The whole hour finished and no one did nothing. So the last thing I remember is I was walking back to my cell. The last thing I saw was the wall, the corner. Next thing, I'm getting picked up. I look in that, you know that circle mirror that you can look backwards. I look in that circle mirror, I don't have a forehead left. Like my forehead, all the skin is gone, full of blood, just blood. And people running towards me with keys. Oh. So I panicked. I started screaming, where am I? Where am I? I was knocked out. Then they showed me in the CCTV, when I got to the door, someone punched me in the back of my head. My head hit the wall, boom, KO. And then they were kicking me in the face. Hey, I had to redo this part of the video because I found out that the mic stopped working halfway throughout. Anyway, so that's what surprised me, is that you would think that in Iraq is the place where it's violent and people are angry and because Arabs and this and that, but it's the opposite. In Iraq, I didn't feel any more safe in prison than on the road. And in the UK, there are certain places you can't go even in the daytime, let alone in prison where all the criminals are. It's a very violent environment. And Iraq is a very peaceful environment. This is what, like, I thought I'm going to get into loads of fights in the Iraqi prison, but I didn't. So that's something to pay attention to. When I went to prison in Iraq, the first thing the guards did was told the whole prison, hey, I brought you some guy from London with a British driving license. I thought, shit, now everyone's gonna try to think that I'm rich, this and that. That's what they think. If you live outside of Iraq, you're rich. But it was the opposite. Each of these groups that has 5 people, everyone wanted me to come with them. Everyone was giving me food. Oh, you're a guest here. They were treating me extra special. Like, they were giving me more love than they gave everyone else. I could go first to do this, do that. I was there fresh, so I didn't have clothes. So some guy was giving me clothes. One guy gave me shampoo and this and that. One guy gave me this. It was amazing, amazing experience I had in Iraq prison. I wouldn't mind going back, but the only problem is time. Time takes slow when you're in prison. So don't do any bad things, because you're gonna be sitting there alone, thinking about your loved ones, thinking about family, thinking about outside. The weather in Iraq is so hot, 45, 50 degrees Celsius. So in that prison, sometimes the electricity cuts out, there's no air conditioning. 50 people sweating, 50 people going to the toilet, 50 people burping, farting. 50 people, 49 of them smoke cigarettes. You're there taking in cancer, taking in farts, taking in whatever anyone is letting out. What they let out, you take in. So you're the excretories of the place. That's the problem here in the Iraqi prison. That was it for today. Guess where is me? You can buy them on stheblues.uk. What else should I talk about? That's it. We are finished.